friends, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Mika. Thank you so much for stopping in. So today I just want to talk about the benefits of keeping your mouth shut. And if you're anything like me, child, that is definitely a hard task. Keeping your mouth shut is like, I don't know, it's like torture or something. Like whenever I get an urge or an idea or I'm tempted to do something, it's almost like I have to seek approval from everybody, especially like close people, close friends, relatives, whatever. I have to say something like, oh, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. What are your thoughts? And you know, what I've learned is sometimes we speak on stuff too soon. And then when we do that, we end up missing our own blessing, whether that's to see the lesson or to actually be blessed for our next level. If you're, interested in quitting your job and maybe working from home or going back to school or, having kids, whatever it is, even if it doesn't make sense to somebody else, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not meant for you. And that's what I'm trying to learn. I want people to agree. That's the problem. I want people to agree with whatever the thoughts are or whatever my desires are. I want people to agree that I'm doing the right thing instead of going to God, instead of going to Jesus. For me, I mean, whatever your belief is, instead of going to your belief, if you're anything like me, you need to stop. You need to go to your higher power and pray on it first. Manifest it, whatever it is that you believe in doing, you need to be doing that first, and then you need to put it into action, and then you need to make sure that your mind is 1000% made up. You need to be so stern on whatever it is that you're wanting, that nothing that anybody says or does or nothing that happens that could be discouraging is going to change your mind. And that's one of the biggest lessons I'm learning, because I know that I tell people stuff prematurely. Like, hey, I want to invest in this business, or I want to have this type of career, or I want to visit this place, or whatever it is. I just don't tend to keep anything between me and my higher power. It's like I have to go to man, and that's where all my issues start, because when I'm going to man and wanting them to come into agreement with me, I'm basically saying, God, I don't trust you. I don't trust you, God. And I need to physically hear somebody tell me that they agree that what I'm doing is the right thing for me to do. Or I need to have my friends come into agreement with me, because I know that they'll be proud of me if I set a goal and I reach that goal. But all along, if it's God's idea for your life, what good is it to worry about what other people have to say? And that is honestly what I'm learning, because there's so many things right now going on that are scary right now in my life that I feel called to do, but I'm so busy trying to listen to what this person thinks and that person thinks, what my parents think, what my siblings think. It's just like, it's driving me on, it's like kind of putting me on like this emotional roller coaster. And I feel like God is sitting back like, that's what you get. Like, I love you. I'm still going to take you to where I want to take you. But since you chose the harder route, I'm going to let you walk that harder route. But you're still going to get to where I'm trying to take you. And so sometimes we need to learn to just trust our higher power, trust in ourselves, and put things into action before you talk about it. And I'd be amazed when I see people like out of nowhere come out with like hair care product lines, clothing lines, all kinds of things. And it's like, I didn't know this person was into that kind of stuff. And because they know how to keep their mouth shut, they know how to wait until they are sure that they're going to do what they're saying they're going to do. Because sometimes you'll speak on something and say, well, this is what I want to do. And things change. And then maybe that's not what God wanted you to do. So yeah, in that moment, you thought that that's what you was being called to do, but you didn't confirm it with God or your higher power. and you prematurely told people like, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and then when things fail, you begin to feel embarrassed and feel negative about yourself and downput yourself because you're now doing something different than what you had already told people you were going to do. So sometimes, let me scratch that. All the time, it's best to just make sure that you're taking your time, really sorting things out for yourself, and then telling people what is it going to matter if you tell them today or if you tell them 3-4 months from now. If you still have that same goal, what difference is it going to make? It'd be even better if you wait and tell people when you know for sure that you are on that path, that you're ready to take the steps that you need to take in order to get to where you need to get. So, why rush things? For me, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When I tell people like things that come to my mind or things that I would like to do, I only do it for affirmation and confirmation from other people, because I do things in fear, and that's what I'm not just a nobody. So because that's something that I honestly need to work on for myself, and I need to improve on, because I just, I could have a great idea, but if it doesn't make sense to me, I'm running to somebody because I want them to tell me. Sometimes low key, I be hoping that they be like, girl, don't do that, because I'm too afraid to do it. It's like, sometimes I feel like God put so much on me that that in the moment it feels too heavy for me all alone. It's not. It's just because I prematurely told people what it is that I would like to do. And because I didn't have time to pray about it, I didn't have time to even try to work towards it to see if I even can do it. So by the time that they say like, oh girl, you shouldn't do that, that sounds crazy, it's like a relief, like, yeah, you're right. And then I don't do it, only to have it resurface, because if it's meant for you to do it, you're going to have to do it eventually. So I'm telling you, it's so beneficial to just hush a little bit. It's okay to just keep stuff to yourself. If you're not hurting nobody, if it's not something that is going to hurt somebody, if it's just a goal of yours, if it's something that you would like to manifest into your own life, it's okay to keep your mouth shut about it. Because when you go out here and you have, you're out here with a loose mouth telling all your business, saying, oh, this is what I'm going to do. First of all, you don't even know if that's even in calling for you to do. And second of all, you don't even know if you're feeling like that right now, but then next month you're going to want to do something differently. So take the time to be okay with keeping something to yourself. Map it out, pray about it, take your time with it, and see if it's actually something that is realistic for you, and if it is something that you're being called to do. Because if you're being called to do it, 9 chances out of 10, actually 10 chances out of 10, it's going to work out. It's going to be hard, of course, because when you're working towards something and it's something out of your norm, it takes you out of your comfort zone and it feels uncomfortable. But that's when you have to keep your faith, and you have to believe in your higher power. You have to keep praying, keep fasting, keep pushing through it. And so it's not always going to be pretty, but at the end, it's always going to work out for you. I understand, I promise, it's always going to work out for you. So, but you don't need that stress of already knowing that you have to work to show and prove that you have faith. You don't need that stress on top of what, 20, 40, 1,000. Because if you like me, you posted stuff on Facebook. So all these people have access to where your mind is at. And then they're, responding to or replying to what your status is. So I'm just telling y'all, like, for real, because not everybody that you tell stuff to is happy for you. Trust me. I've been on both ends of the spectrum. I've been on the side where I wasn't really happy for somebody, and I clapped for them and I told them congratulations. For example, I worked at a job before where I really worked hard to get a promotion, and one of my coworkers got the promotion because she knew people. she had more pull in the company than I did. And she did not work as hard as I did. And that's no offense to her. She knew the truth too, because she was bragging about it. So I was like, oh, congratulations. But inside I was just like, I was upset, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie, I was just like, how, and that's when, moments of jealousy and envy started to sink in, and bitterness. Like, even though I was still trying to be the same on the outside, on the inside was eating me up, because I was like, man, I didn't understand. Like, I worked so hard to get this promotion. I didn't get it, man. But, I'm just being honest. I was there before. And then I was also on the other end where I thought people were happy for me. And then it turns out that they wasn't, that they wanted opposite for me than I wanted for myself. But then in my face, they were like, oh yeah, this is great. But behind my back, they're saying, oh, I hope she don't do this, or that's stupid what she's thinking or what she's doing. She don't even make any sense. And, I'm telling you, it's best to just keep your business to yourself until you're on that boat. Don't be trying to tell people your business when you 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus miles away from the dock. Because people are going to, while you walking that path trying to get to that dock, I'm telling you, people are going to be coming left and right, and it's going to be all kinds of responses to what you're trying to do. Some people are going to be happy for you and be genuinely happy for you. But even though with those people, you have to be careful too, because sometimes some people are so happy for you that they try to impose on your timeline. They'll be excited for you and they'll want the best for you, but then they'll rush you like, you girl, that you said you're gonna write a book. When you coming out with that book? Did you write a book? Did you write your chapters yet? What are you writing a book about? Like, and it's like, like, I wish I never said nothing now, because I'm still thinking, I'm still in the process where it was an idea, and now I have to put together my blueprint. But you're already on, what is my first chapter going to be about? What's the title of my book going to be? And, if I even started writing anything in the book yet, you know what I'm saying? So you have to be careful. Like, that's why I say, like, sometimes people do mean good. They mean well. They want to see the best for you, but sometimes they impose onto what you're trying to do. They don't give you, like, God or your higher power is going to give you the time to take the steps that you need. But when you put other people in it and they're thinking from the flesh, they're like, well, you better help me jump on this. Like, you said you wanted to go buy you a brand new car. You better hurry up, because those cars are selling fast. And then it freaks you out and you're like, oh no, I got to hurry up. And maybe that wasn't the right time for you. Maybe that was the goal, is for you to get that car, and you were eventually going to get that car. But because you let someone startle you, now you're like, okay, I'm going to hurry up and jump out here and get it. Now you struggling to pay your car note because it wasn't your time yet. You got to think about stuff like that. And then, of course, the other side, you're going to have people saying, who's going to be just gaslighting you. Like, yeah, I think this is great. And then the whole time they like, she's stupid. Like, I'm telling you. So just, this video is already long enough. So I'm going to say this. Please, 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 if you have an idea, if you want to do something with your life, no matter what it is, I don't care. I don't care how crazy it sounds. I don't care how far-fetched it sounds. I don't care how much work it's going to take for you to get there. If it's in you and you feel called to do it, and you've prayed about it, you manifested, you've fasted, whatever it is, and it's still there, the desire is still there, do it, and don't worry about telling nobody. All it needs to know is you and your higher power until you get your whatever it is off the ground. When you do that, then you can tell people, let people know, like, this is what I'm doing. This is why I haven't been hanging out that much. This is why I've been saving money. But other than that, nobody needs to know, because nobody needs to speak once it's something that God is trying to say to you. Nobody needs to, you don't need to silence God or your higher power. You don't need to silence Jesus because nobody's coming in agreement with Jesus or what God is trying to tell you. And I take it from me. I've done it. I'm living it right now, and I'm struggling, and I don't want none of that for none of y'all, because we friends. So I want the best for y'all. So honestly, for real, take the time, focus on you, your higher power, whatever the goal is, pray about it, and go from there. And then when things start moving in the direction that you feel comfortable, like, okay, it's actually getting off the ground, then you can slowly tell people. But until then, keep your mouth shut. That's all I got to say about it. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. We all love to chat. I'll always respond to you. So drop what your thoughts are in the comments box below. Please like my video if you enjoyed watching it. Give me a thumbs up, share, whatever you want to do. Subscribe to my channel, become one of my friends, and we will talk next time. Bye.